Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, holding municipalities accountable, the province creating new rules to discipline local leaders. Kenney versus Wilson, why Alberta's former premier is debating an Alberta separatist. And responding to disasters, a behind-the-scenes look at Alberta's Emergency Coordination Centre.
CTV Edmonton. Local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
New provincial legislation is targeting bad behavior by town and city councils. Alberta's Municipal Affairs Minister presented proposed changes at a conference for Alberta's cities and towns. As CTV's Connor Hogg reports, the legislation is welcome, but it's not the only issue council needs to tackle.
At a gathering of Alberta's municipal leaders in Edmonton, the UCP revealed changes to the province's Municipal Government Act.
Our government felt it was necessary to bring in this new tool that will prevent abuses in the future.
Municipal Affairs Minister Dan Williams says the new rules will create guidelines and impartial third-party investigators to discipline local leaders who don't act with integrity and professionalism. This comes after problems on councils in several cities and towns. Williams won't say if these changes would have helped in those situations. He does say the rules won't be weaponized in the way some in his government have characterized the public's use of its Recall Act this year.
We want to see appeals and these sorts of complaints made and only escalated when it's substantive, not when it's a continuation of a difference of political opinion.
NDP leader Naheed Nenshi likes the idea of consequences for councillors who misbehave, as long as municipalities are involved.
There do have to be consequences, but these have to be ones that are negotiated and arranged with the municipalities.
We are in a really complex environment these days where there are very real challenges that Albertans are facing in terms of affordability, sometimes around safety. At the same time, there's real opportunity in this province.
Municipalities are also facing other challenges. Leaders raised property tax increases, costs of the provincial police funding model, running elections without electronic tabulators, as well as the financial viability of some municipalities that are struggling.
I appreciate that municipalities are challenged right now. So are we as a province. That's the nature of the fiscal situation we're in. I want to be there as a province, but I will not hide from the conversation around viability.
Williams says proposed councillor conduct amendments will be tabled soon and that municipalities will be part of conversations determining what actions will be worthy of sanctions. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Alberta is doing its part to remove interprovincial trade barriers in the face of a strained relationship with the United States. New legislation introduced today aims to make good on an agreement all provinces and territories signed with Ottawa last year. The Interprovincial Trade Mutual Recognition Act will allow provinces to recognize each other's regulations on most goods, avoiding duplicate inspections and other requirements. The agreement does not apply to alcohol, cannabis, food, livestock, tobacco, or plants. The province says industries like oil and gas, logging, and fertilizer production will benefit the most. Alberta's Trade Minister, Joseph Scow, says simplifying the rules will make it easier for businesses of all types access new markets across the country.
There are different rules for each of those provinces, and that is so confusing and very difficult to navigate that some businesses will just throw their hands up and say, what's the point? We'll just stick to Alberta, stick to the market we know. This is creating a level playing field across Canada.
Provinces can maintain their own restrictions on goods involving health and safety. Alberta will keep its own rules in place for products, including pesticides, plumbing equipment, and gift cards, which cannot expire in Alberta. The Free Trade Pact starts June 30th. Former Alberta Premier Jason Kenney is getting ready to debate an Alberta separatist. Kenney and pro-separatist Keith Wilson will go head-to-head during two debates in May, one in Edmonton and one in Calgary. Kenney has been an outspoken critic of Alberta's separatist movement. Wilson is a lawyer from St. Albert who is in favor of Alberta separating from Canada. A petition on Alberta separation was launched in January. Organizers have until May 2nd to gather nearly 178,000 signatures to push the issue forward. CTV News has reached out to Kenney and Wilson for comment. Kenney declined our request for an interview. Alberta's NDP leader is accusing the UCP government of trying to change electoral boundaries to benefit its party. In its final report, the majority of the Electoral Boundaries Commission recommended 1 new seat in the legislature for Edmonton and 2 new seats for Calgary. The additions come mostly at the expense of less populated rural areas. The report also contains a minority opinion. It similarly recommended more seats in Edmonton and Calgary. It also suggested more than a dozen new hybrid ridings to bring rural and urban voters together.
They wanted to gerrymander. They take all of their cues from the Trump Republicans in the U.S., and they wanted to be like Texas. And that minority report, it must be said, was written by the 2 UCP appointees to this commission. They thought they had the majority on the commission. As it turns out, the majority report was not this gerrymandering, and it's nuts.
The commission chair calls the minority report unconstitutional and is questioning the motivation. The Legislative Assembly has the power to implement the majority report in full or with amendments. The Federal Public Safety Minister's office says a bill brought forward by 2 local MPs would have undermined the independence of the Parole Board. Brian's bill was named for Edmonton's Brian Elizic. He was killed by his co-worker while refilling a bank machine at the U of A's Hub Mall. The bill would have amended the Federal Corrections Act so convicted murderers cannot apply for a parole review. MP Carrie Diod argued this would save victims' families like the Elizics from repeated trauma. The bill was defeated yesterday in Ottawa. The Public Safety Minister's office says the bill would have raised serious concerns about potential charter rights violations, and the Parole Board must stay free of political influence. Dozens of people work behind the scenes when Alberta responds to natural disasters. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti has more on how the Emergency Coordination Centre operates.
Staff at the Provincial Emergency Coordination Centre are preparing for whatever disaster Mother Nature throws their way.
We practice those unique situations, so we're nimble and agile and ready to respond.
Alberta, unfortunately somewhat, has been privy to some of the worst natural disasters this country has ever seen.
Staffed 24/7, the Alberta Emergency Management Agency has responded to everything from floods to tornadoes and, more commonly,
recent history has made us, unfortunately, I guess, pretty good at dealing with wildfires.
That includes the record-breaking 2023 wildfires and the 2024 Jasper wildfires that destroyed a third of the town. Climate change has sparked more frequent and intense disasters.
We've pivoted over the recent years to an ability to manage numerous events at the same time, concurrently.
This simulated exercise tests the coordination between government agencies.
We could get a call from Environment Climate Change Canada with some severe weather that's coming. A community could reach out to their field officer.
Steve Lacroix with the Alberta Emergency Management Agency says the centre mimics a beehive with people from every provincial ministry here to help.
It's great to have this wider team that can look at the problem from their own perspectives and bring in potential solutions to problems that we didn't know.
Lacroix says preparedness is key, not just for the agency, but for you. The province says only 20% of people have a household emergency plan.
Each individual should know their risks, where they live. In a perfect world, they would have an emergency kit available. They would know where they would go should something happen.
That way, your family and pets can be ready if something happens. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
A beloved tourist attraction in central Alberta has received a clean bill of health. An engineering report on Tyra the Tyrannosaurus says the Drumheller attraction is safe, stable, and ready to welcome visitors. The report says some repairs are needed with an estimated cost of about $154,000. Ongoing maintenance costs will also be needed. The Drumheller Chamber of Commerce was going to dismantle the dinosaur in 2029. Public outcry, though, led to the structural assessment. The chamber says it welcomes funded proposals about how to keep Tyra from reaching extinction beyond 2029. Well, Josh, I wish the snow would go extinct around here. It sounds like we got some warmer weather headed our way.
Yeah, 1 day above zero tomorrow, and then there is more snow in the forecast for the weekend and early next week, and things will cool off again. Back below zero for daytime highs Saturday, Sunday. So it's a brief warm-up. At least for 1 day. We're back above zero tomorrow. We're at -10 downtown Edmonton right now. There's a little bit of a breeze. Nothing too significant out there. It's nice to see the sunshine earlier in the day today. That only helped boost temperatures to -8, which is still 13 degrees below average, but felt pretty nice out there in the sunshine. Your morning low today, -15. Here's what it looks like outside right now with the CTV drones, brought to you by Century Casinos. 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. That sunshine that we had earlier in the day, gone for the time being as the clouds have rolled back in from the northwest. Further to the south, the clouds are producing some flurries around Red Deer and off to the north. Around Olds, you've got some pockets of light snow. Here in Edmonton, you can see this one little pocket of cloud that's going to go through, and then there really isn't anything all that heavy for cloud cover off to the northwest and to the west of the city. So I think we should get back to partly cloudy skies for the evening and overnight period tonight. Temperatures will drop to about -15 by midnight, and then after midnight, temperatures actually start to climb a little bit. -12 tomorrow morning and +2 for a daytime high tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk a little bit more about the cool down that comes after tomorrow and the snow that's still in the forecast for the next few days, all in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, the new incentives offered by some home builders as housing sales begin to slow.
The slower paced market is actually great for buyers because it gives them a little more time to think.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Some Alberta home builders are getting creative to encourage more people to take the leap into home ownership. One is offering to cover mortgage payments for a year. CTV's Nicole Weisberg has more on what this may indicate about our housing market.
Edmonton has seen back-to-back years of record home builds. While construction has been full steam, sales are starting to slow.
Well, we have seen a shift in our market. So our inventory levels right now are about 30% higher than we were last year. And the last time that I checked, about 30% of our current listings on MLS right now are new builds.
The change is prompting some home builders to offer new incentives. Mattamy Home says it will cover the first 12 months of mortgage payments up to $4,100 a month for buying with it in certain neighborhoods.
And I think initiatives like the mortgage incentive idea is really a pragmatic way for us to help people overcome whatever concerns there are that's stopping them from getting off the fence.
Everything you can think of and need is included.
Jamin Homes is another builder trying to entice buyers. It recently upped the included features for its homes, adding a washer and dryer, front landscaping, and blinds.
This is a normalizing market. So it's a shift from what was a seller's market last year to now a balanced market. We're not at a buyer's market yet.
And the Realtors Association of Edmonton doesn't believe it will shift to that, at least this year. It points to Edmonton's relative affordability for homes and continuing interprovincial migration.
The slower paced market is actually great for buyers because it gives them a little more time to think, to choose, to do their due diligence, make sure they're doing home inspections, which last year we saw a lot of people skipping that because you're competing in multiple offers.
Meaning builders, sellers, and the like may have to adapt and find new ways to gain business. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The value of recreational properties is expected to go up in Alberta this year. A report from Royal LePage shows recreational homes in the province will rise 2.5%. Last year, the median price of an Alberta recreational property was $860,000. Royal LePage says the Buy Canadian movement is affecting the recreational property market, with many Canadians planning to sell their properties in the United States. This year's version of the Edmonton Home and Garden Show just rolled out the welcome mat. The Home and Garden Show opened this morning, features more than 400 vendors and takes up 5 halls at the Edmonton Expo Centre. It includes head-to-head landscape competitions, the chance to learn pickleball from a pro, and the big draw this year, longtime TV renovation hosts Brian and Sarah Baumler.
Edmonton loves Brian, and to have Sarah accompany him as well. It's been a while since she's been here, so to be able to see the couple in person together is so exciting, and they love to just see that banter that they have together.
This year's Home and Garden Show runs until Sunday night. Still to come tonight on CTV News, from Hollywood to Red Deer, why an American actor is visiting Alberta this weekend.
He is coming, and this is really cool. I mean, I think Stream 7 is still in the movie theaters right now.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Josh, regular viewers of the show will know I just love to complain about all the snow we've got. But this is completely normal for March. Nothing out of the ordinary.
No, we're actually right around or slightly below average for snowfall so far for March, but the month's not done yet. And temperatures are pretty close to average as well.
Didn't feel like it this morning.
I know. The last couple of days have been chilly. -10 currently as you look through the River Valley Sky Cams, brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. We'll see some clearing from those skies over the next little bit. It's a pretty colorful temperature calendar. And if you look at the bottom here, I mean, today is the 9th cooler than average day, but we've had 10 above average days, 7 at normal. If you average all of this out, we're actually, the average daytime high so far for the month is almost exactly right on par with average for March. We do have some warmer temperatures coming towards the end of next week. More cooler than average conditions until then, though. -11 in Fort McMurray, -13 in Grand Prairie. It's -10 in Edmonton right now. Almost everybody in central and northern Alberta, a little bit of a breeze, so it's feeling about 5 degrees cooler than it reads on thermometers. You also have some clearer skies across parts of the north, whereas to the south, around Red Deer, down towards Olds, back into the Rocky Mountain House region, some flurries sliding through. Those will slide off to the southeast. Here in Edmonton, partly cloudy skies through this evening, and then partly cloudy for tomorrow, out ahead of this system, which will start with some snow in through the Peace Country tomorrow morning. That continues and drops a little further south through the afternoon. We get a kick of some warmer air from Edmonton south. Daytime highs should be above 0 tomorrow, and then as that cold front goes through, I don't think this is really heavy snow. There's a chance of some flurries there Saturday morning, and things start to cool off in behind that cold front. So watch the green poke all the way north tomorrow, and then it's way back to the south Saturday, Sunday, and for much of next week as well. Here's your 10-day forecast, though. Temperatures below average right through to at least the middle of next week, and then right around the Easter weekend. It looks like we'll settle into a pattern of temperatures a lot closer to average, somewhere in the 4 to 8 degree range for daytime highs. Be a cold start to the day tomorrow across the north, -24 in Fort McMurray, -17 in Grand Prairie. We'll drop to about -12 here in Edmonton. You're back to about -8 with some snow in Peace River and Grand Prairie. Fort McMurray, -6 for a high tomorrow. Cold Lake, only a degree or two milder than that, -3 in Lloydminster. But you should be about 6 degrees on the other side of 0 in Red Deer and Jasper. Now, Red Deer, this is for you as well, just like here at Edmonton. It's a one-off. You're up a handful of degrees above 0 tomorrow, and then back below 0 for daytime highs through the weekend. Here's how the next 24 hours play out. -15 around midnight, and then temperatures start to climb. A degree or two above 0 mid to late afternoon tomorrow, and light wind through the day. Then a chance of flurries Saturday morning, mostly cloudy, -3 Saturday afternoon, -2 with the chance of some evening flurries Sunday, and then -2 and a good chance of snow Monday. That actually could be a couple centimeters of snow on Monday.
All right, Josh, thank you. A Hollywood actor will be in Red Deer this weekend. Matthew Lillard will be promoting his own whiskey at the Alberta Food and Beverage Expo.
He is coming, and this is really cool. I mean, I think Stream 7 is still in the movie theaters right now, and he's going to be at Westerner Park on Saturday. He's doing a private tasting, and then he'll be on the showroom floor.
Aside from Scream, Lillard has starred in Scooby-Doo, Hackers, and She's All That. He'll be one of the more than 120 vendors and restaurants serving up the latest in food and drink. Organizers say last year's show saw record attendance, and it's a great way for businesses to connect with customers.
It's liquid to lips, product to lips, meeting your customers face to face. You can't get better marketing than that. And if you're tackling the show the right way, we've had restaurants that have given us letters saying that we saved their business.
The expo runs Saturday from 4 to 10 p.m. Tickets can be found on the Alberta Food and Beverage Expo's website. Proceeds from this year's show will be donated to Tour Alberta for cancer. When we return, their quest for the crown, the Oil Kings prepare for Game 1 of the WHL playoffs.
No building's quite like Rogers, so being able to play there in front of the hometown crowd, it's a huge advantage.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Friday on your morning, a third of Canada's jobs are blue collar, and many of us would struggle to jump in. A comedian tries his hand at several. We'll ask him how it went and which gave him the most grief. We'll see you at 6.
Programming brought to you by Senior Home Care by Angels, Canada's choice in home care.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, two Edmonton couples say planning their dream days turned into a nightmare because of their wedding planner. They're now suing her and her company. Also ahead, Highway 93 reopens after an avalanche covered the road for days, and why some local parents are striking out when it comes to getting their kids signed up to play baseball this summer. Those stories and more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. With just 1 point separating them in the standings, the Oilers play a pivotal game against the Vegas Golden Knights tonight.
Every game at this point is crucial, and divisional especially. Every point matters, and such a tight race. You got to take advantage of these matchups to create that separation.
You want to get your feet wet in intense games and make sure that you're coming out on top of those and ride that into playoffs.
The Oilers would like to extend their lead over the Knights in the Pacific Division. This is their third of 4 meetings this season, with the Oilers coming out on top during the 2 previous games. Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch wants his team to play the way they did against the Utah Mammoth on Tuesday.
I think a lot of things that we did the other night in Utah wasn't fancy, wasn't sexy. It was just simple hockey. All the players were engaged. They worked hard. Their shifts were short, limited their mistakes, and we got to play that brand of hockey.
Knobloch says Connor Ingram will start in goal. Tonight's game begins at 7:30. The Edmonton Oil Kings say they're ready for round 1 of the WHL playoffs. The team was practicing today ahead of game 1 tomorrow against the Saskatoon Blades. The Oil Kings finished 3rd in the Eastern Conference, while Saskatoon was 6th. And the Oil Kings hope starting the series on home ice will give them an advantage.
No building's quite like Rogers, so being able to play there in front of the hometown crowd, it's a huge advantage.
Obviously, I think the atmosphere is going to be great. I think our players are excited about the way the crowds have continued to grow and get bigger and bigger, and it's a great opportunity with the series starting at home to build momentum and move forward.
Game 1 starts tomorrow at 7 p.m. Game 2 is Sunday at 2 o'clock. That's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.